blinding dust storms, damaging winds, and flash flooding that can wash away everything in its path. The monsoon is Arizona's stormiest time of year, and the ABC15 forecasters are here, helping to keep you and your family safe with the power of ABC15 Desert Doppler and the most accurate forecast in the valley. We're making sure you stay ahead of the storms before they strike. We have in-depth team coverage on how this monsoon will play out and what you need to know to get ready for it. You're watching the ABC15 Monsoon Special. Here's Chief Meteorologist Amber Sullins.
Thank you so much for joining us. This year we're coming to you from the Desert Botanical Garden, which hosts thousands of native plants and animals that, just like us, depend on monsoon rain and nighttime cool downs for survival here in the desert. But sometimes our storms can do more harm than good. In fact, this is our severe weather season, the most dangerous time of year in State 48. And we're here to help you, our ABC15 weather community, get ready for it. Let's start with what the monsoon is. It's not actually a storm like many people think. It's a seasonal shift in our winds that causes storms to form. Monsoons happen in various parts of the world, and the desert Southwest is one of them. At the end of June and beginning of July, our predominant winds shift out of the south as high pressure moves toward the Four Corners. Those southerly winds bring in moisture. Then our intense summer heat causes all of that moisture to rise, producing powerful thunderstorms around our state. They develop first in the mountains and then move down toward the valley, bringing gusty winds, blowing dust, and rain. Thunder cracks and lightning lights up the sky. Sometimes the downpours come so fast our streets get flooded and roads turn into rivers. It doesn't happen every day. It comes in bursts of monsoon action with breaks in between for days or even weeks at a time. The monsoon season officially begins June 15th, but typically we have to wait until July for our atmosphere to moisten up enough to get rain here in the valley. Then storms are fair game until the end of September. Early on, monsoon here in the desert is a lot more wind than rain, and those winds can pick up massive walls of blowing dust, which scientists call haboobs. Meteorologist Jorge Torres shows us the impact those massive dust storms have on our roads and our health.
I don't think I've seen one this big.
Day turns into night in an instant as dust fills the sky and blocks the sun.
We were sitting here and literally within, I'd say 10 seconds, it was kind of a little dark, but then it went pitch black. Scared the lights out of me. I didn't know what to think.
Visibility was down to zero, and you can see we've still got this dust coming through.
Debris starts flying around, making it dangerous to be outside, and even just taking a breath becomes hazardous to our health.
In general, especially around monsoon time, we encourage people to stay indoors if possible when there's a haboob or dust storm that's going by.
That's because breathing in dust can lead to valley fever. It's an infection caused by fungus in our soil, and it can be absolutely devastating. Kahaone Kalau knows that better than anyone. The 21-year-old from Hawaii came to Arizona for college, breathed in our dusty air, and went home with valley fever in his brain. It started with a headache. Weeks later, a stroke. Today, he cannot walk, cannot speak, and communicates through a device that tracks his eyes.
I've been working really hard. I'm getting better every day.
That is Kaha using that device to tell us he is fighting. Not every valley fever case is this severe, but here are some of the signs to watch out for: extreme tiredness, coughing, chest pain, fever, and headaches. Symptoms generally appear 1 to 3 weeks after exposure. So to keep you and your family safe, remember to not go outside when the dust rolls in. If you're caught driving in a dust storm, here's what you need to do. Pull off to the right as far as you can, put your car in park, and take your foot off of the brake. Turn your lights off and don't turn your hazards on. This prevents crashes by keeping other drivers from mistaking your lights as a moving car they can follow. Wait there until the dust clears out. The most blinding 10-mile stretch is between Eloy and Picacho Peak. In 2020, ADOT developed a first-of-its-kind dust detection system using 13 dust sensors, message boards, and cameras. When visibility drops are detected, the lights go on.
The system, it puts messages on our overhead message board. The sensors can also, depending on the visibility and how much it's lessened, can reduce the speed limit in that area.
After 86 activations since 2020, we wanted to know, has it actually resulted in fewer dust-related crashes? DPS tells us that there have been 8 documented crashes from 2020 to 2025 along this stretch of I-10 from dust storms, which is a slight reduction since the detection network started. Even though most of our dust storms come during the monsoon, they can happen any time of year, and now we have a new way of knowing just how bad they were. A team of the meteorologists across the valley, including our own Amber Solons, have developed a dust storm severity scale. Similar to the enhanced Vegeta scale for tornadoes, the new dust scale will determine the severity of dust storms after they hit on a scale of 1 to 5. So you can count on us to share those dust storm rankings with you throughout this monsoon season.
Most of our giant dust storms are caused by downbursts. Those are extreme winds flowing out of collapsing thunderstorms. Still ahead, we're following up with our ABC15 weather community on some of the damage these high winds leave behind. Plus, monsoon storms can knock out power for hours at a time. What you need to know to stay safe during an outage. And will it be dry and dusty or wet and stormy? I'll show you what to expect this monsoon season in your most accurate forecast. It's coming up on this ABC15 Monsoon Special. But first, let's test your monsoon knowledge. Do you know how much of our yearly rainfall across Arizona comes during the monsoon? Is it A, less than 10%, B, 30 to 40%, C, 50%, or D, more than 70%? I'll have the answer for you right after the break. Welcome back. Before the break, we asked how much of our yearly rainfall across Arizona comes during the monsoon. If you answered B, 30 to 40%, you are correct. We've got more monsoon trivia still ahead on this ABC15 Monsoon Special. It's not the rain, but the wind that's often the most destructive part of the monsoon. Meteorologist Ashley DiMartino shows us how sudden downbursts can lead to big-time damage.
Just hit super hard all at once.
Howling winds.
We came back inside, you could hear like winds going through the front door, and it just sounded like whistling.
Flying debris.
Looked kind of wild. It looked like pretty much like Arrakis from Dune.
And sometimes total destruction.
The house broke the tree broke the house.
ABC15 viewer Ethan Eisner knows firsthand the damage that downburst winds can cause. They happen when rain-cooled air rushes from the base of the cloud to the ground, and it spreads out in all directions. That force can lead to wind speeds as high as 100 miles per hour.
Think of it like this. What happens when you drop a water balloon on the ground? That's essentially what's happening during a downburst, and the term microburst is used when this happens in just a small area.
They can happen fast and often catch people off guard, so your best bet is to seek shelter as soon as a storm starts to pop up. The monsoon can be a very scary time for our pets. They can actually feel the changes in barometric pressure before we can, and the buildup in static electricity in their fur can lead to small but uncomfortable shocks. The bright flashes of light and low rumbles of thunder can have them on edge too. That's why the Arizona Humane Society recommends a few things to help them cope.
One is making sure that they have a good ID tag and they're microchipped. 2, let's bring them inside. Let's not leave them outside during warnings or watches. 3, we want to make sure when they're inside, they're in a comfortable place. We can play some soothing music. You can put a thunder shirt on them. And 4, let's make sure that if we have pets that are maybe a little bit more anxious and we know that they're going to be that way, that we've talked to our vet, they can prescribe medication that can help.
And remember, you can also always consult your vet if your dog does need any medications. Or like little Domino here, just got to give them a little extra love and maybe a thunder shirt as well. That will make them all feel safe when the storms hit.
Some of the worst storms last year came not during the monsoon itself, but right after it. These are known as transition events. Lingering monsoon moisture or even tropical moisture from storms near the Baja Peninsula can interact with fall storm systems approaching from the west. That combination can lead to downpours, extreme flooding, severe winds, and even tornadoes. Meteorologist Justin Hobbs takes us to one of last year's hardest hit spots.
We never thought it would happen to us.
Life-threatening flooding.
Globe is a literal river right now.
Streets flood, roads washed out, and fast-moving debris-filled water, creating dangerous conditions in a matter of minutes.
Welcome to the monsoons of Arizona, people. Look, here comes some more trash cans and tankers from up the road.
When storms dump rain faster than the ground can absorb, flash flooding can happen with little warning.
Had to load up myself, my 3 cats, and important stuff into my truck within a matter of an hour. And within like another hour, we were on a go mode.
That's why knowing the difference between a watch and a warning matters. A flash flood watch means conditions are favorable for flooding. Have your go bag ready, stay alert, monitor forecast, and be ready to get to higher ground. When a flash flood warning is issued, that means flooding is happening now or about to happen. Move to higher ground and stay off roads immediately.
Here comes a whole car.
And that's why floodwaters should never be underestimated. So if you come across a roadway that is flooded, remember, turn around, don't drown. Just 6 inches of flowing water can sweep an adult off of their feet, and 12 inches can sweep away most cars. Meanwhile, 18 to 24 inches can sweep away most trucks and SUVs. A general rule of thumb is if you know the road has painted lines and you cannot see them, it is not safe to cross. You don't know how deep the water is, if the road is washed away, or how fast that current is flowing. One wrong turn can mean a water rescue.
I'm going to hold on to you, but I need you to hold on to me, okay? We're going to get through this together, all right?
And remember, in Arizona, drivers who ignore barricades and need rescued may be billed for those services up to $2,000 under the state's stupid motorist law.
Don't cross!
Floodwaters move fast, and so should your decisions to turn around or evacuate.
Recovery from our monsoon storms can take days, weeks, even months, and often part of that time is happening while the power is still out. Meteorologist Jorge Torres shows us how power companies like SRP move quickly to restore it.
As soon as a power outage is reported,
we have basically our first responder group, which is our troubleshooting group. They go out, initially assess the damages.
Working with live, electrically charged lines takes teamwork. It's not just the eyes in the sky, but on the ground that helps SRP linemen get repairs done safely and quickly.
We have people on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
So if you see a down power line after a monsoon storm,
just stay away and call 911.
If you're at home and you lose power during a storm, try not to open your fridge or freezer so the cold air inside doesn't escape. Unplug major appliances and electronics too. A power surge when power returns can damage them. And if you use a generator, keep it outside and away from windows and doors. Carbon monoxide builds up fast, and that could turn deadly.
Of course, one of the biggest questions we always get is, how long will my power be out?
Here in the Valley, you can check for power outages and restoration times at srp.com/power or aps.com/outage.
Many of you have been asking how climate change is impacting our monsoon. So coming up, I'll show you the changes we're already seeing and what the future could hold. Plus, we'll introduce you to the heroes saving lives when floodwaters rise and show you how wildfires can impact monsoon flooding across Arizona. But first, it's time for more monsoon trivia. A lot of our monsoon seasons have been more like non-soon seasons. Do you know which year had the driest monsoon on record in Phoenix? Was it A, 2024, B, 2023, C, 1924, or D, 1993? We'll have the answer for you right after the break. Welcome back to our ABC15 Monsoon Special. Before the break, we asked, do you know when Phoenix had its driest monsoon on record? If you guessed B, 2023, you are correct. Prior to that year, 1924 held the record for almost a century. Monsoon storms often hit fast, bringing heavy downpours that leave our streets flooded for hours after the storms die down. And every year, people get trapped in those floodwaters. Meteorologist Ashley DiMartino shows us the heroes that rescue them.
Hey Scott, we just got a call for a water rescue.
The call comes in at Arizona DPS Air Rescue. The crew has just moments to assess the information.
But the biggest thing, obviously, during monsoon and weather like that is actually determining whether or not we can even get to the scene. There's a lot of challenge in sometimes just arriving at the scene.
Plan for a mission.
We'll pull it up on Google Earth. We can see what the terrain looks like so we can determine, are we going to be hoisting here? Is there a place we can land? Do we need a shuttle cruise in and out?
And gear up.
So here's our hangar here, where we keep our aircraft and all of our equipment. Anytime we get a call, this is where we always end up grabbing the gear that we need and things like that.
Once they take to the skies,
Probably one of the most technical and dangerous rescues we do in the air unit.
anything can happen.
Every water rescue is completely different. There's different dynamics. It depends, what's water flows like, what's the elevation like, what kind of vehicle are they in, how many people.
These intense rescues happen all over the state, from the border to the Colorado River to right here in the valley. And with every rescue,
The two biggest things people say is thank you and I'm sorry.
That's rewarding when you can pull somebody up and they're so grateful.
their advice to you if you come across a flooded area is to just wait it out so you don't find yourself needing to be rescued by these guys. Community hero?
No, just doing our job.
No, just grateful to have a wonderful job.
We don't really do anything else that anybody else out there wouldn't do. We're just kind of given the tools to go do the job.
Right before the monsoon rain starts to fall, Arizona is in the height of wildfire season. And the way those fires burn through our landscape dramatically increases storm threats during the monsoon. Meteorologist Justin Hobbs shows us why scarred land is such a big flood threat.
During the monsoon or any time that it rains, we warn residents who live along a burn scar to remain on high alert. But why? Well, after a wildfire takes place, the soil below becomes damaged and water repellent. So instead of this soil soaking in the water, it rushes right off of it. So anytime a storm starts to form here over a burn scar, only a small amount of rain can trigger a flash flood or a debris flow. And these flows happen so fast, rapidly rushing downhill, carrying rock, mud, and debris. That's why it's important that you plan ahead, putting up those sandbags and barriers before the rain ever even begins to fall. And when that's time to leave, leave. Don't delay, because these floods can take place before a warning is even ever issued. But how long does the danger last? Typically, a burn scar has the highest risk of flash flooding up to 2 years after the fire. But depending on the damage and the terrain, that threat can last even as long as up to a decade.
Here in the valley, at the moment the rain starts to fall, the Flood Control District of Maricopa County is tracking it. Their team of meteorologists and hydrologists watch for the potential of flooding with more than 400 rain gauges across the county. This extensive network is crucial to getting information into the hands of local emergency managers who may need it to close roads or respond to flash flood emergencies.
Once we reach certain thresholds, like a half inch in 30 minutes, in certain parts of the valley, that's enough to start triggering runoff. So we'll get an alert alarm. That alarm will let us know, oh, there's heavy rain falling, let's say in South Phoenix. We need to give those folks a call and let them know that certain roadways might be affected.
Rain gauges are located in every part of the valley. So if you want to see how much rain fell in your neighborhood after the storm, we put a link on abc15.com/monsoon. So, will this monsoon be stormy with lots of rain in those gauges, or dry and dusty with brutally hot temperatures?
So this is not what I'm used to at all.
I'll show you what to expect in your most accurate forecast. Plus, ways to keep you and your family safe still ahead on this ABC 15 Monsoon Special. But first, we've got one more monsoon trivia question for you. Do you know how hot a bolt of lightning is? Is it A, cooler than the surface of the sun, B, just as hot as the surface of the sun, or C, much hotter than the surface of the sun? I'll have the answer for you right after the break. Welcome back. Before the break we asked, how hot is a bolt of lightning? If you answered C, much hotter than the surface of the sun, you nailed it. In fact, the average bolt of lightning is around 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun, at an astounding 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So how much of that lightning will we see this summer? Let me show you what we're expecting. The Climate Prediction Center has odds favoring a wetter than normal monsoon season. For Phoenix, that means the chance of getting more than our monsoon average of 2.43 inches of rain. But that average is much lower than it used to be as climate change continues to dry out Arizona. When the new 30-year averages were calculated in 2020, our monsoon rainfall dropped by over a quarter of an inch. That's a significant shift in an already dry place. So why is this happening? Researchers at the University of Arizona have found that climate change is leading to a bigger ridge of high pressure. That acts to block monsoon moisture and suppress instability in the atmosphere, making it harder for storms to form. And when there's no monsoon rain to cool things off, that leads to much higher temperatures. The past few summers have been the hottest on record. And this summer is expected to be hotter than normal too. That means we have to take action to stay safe during long stretches of extreme heat. So here's what you need to do when temperatures soar. Stay hydrated and limit your time outside during the late morning and afternoon hours. Do not go hiking on extreme heat days. The city of Phoenix will close trails on Piestewa, Camelback, and South Mountain when warnings are issued by the National Weather Service. And do not bring your dogs on the trail anytime it's over 100 degrees. Violating this heat-related ban is a Class 1 misdemeanor and can result in a fine up to $2,500 and 6 months in jail. While many of us are just trying to survive the extreme heat, we know so many of you get super excited about our monsoon storms after our scorching triple-digit days. So we want to invite you to be a part of our ABC15 weather community. Get out your phone and scan the QR code on your screen. Or you can email us anytime at share@abc15.com. We want your weather reports, storm pictures, and videos so we can share the impacts across Arizona this monsoon season. And while we wait for storms to move in, now is the time to make sure you know what to do to stay safe. Jorge, Ashley, and Justin are sharing some tips.
From the first clap of thunder this monsoon, it's important to remember that no place outside is safe during a storm. So when thunder roars, go indoors. Nearly all lightning strikes happen within 10 miles of the storm, but there have been documented cases of lightning traveling over 25 miles. So seek shelter when storms start to move in and stay there for at least 30 minutes after you hear the last clap of thunder. Keep away from windows and stay out of contact with electronics plugged into the wall. Lightning could travel through them and right up to you. If you're outside swimming, get out of the pool immediately. Water is a good conductor for electricity.
When it rains, it's never a good idea to be anywhere near a flooded street, wash, or canal. And you don't know how strong the waters are flowing or how deep it is. People are washed away every summer on foot and in their vehicles. So watch out for flooding where highways dip, near bridges, and in low-lying areas. Remember, turn around, don't drown. Use common sense and find another way around flooded areas. And if you're camping, don't park along the streams or washes. They could flood from storms that are miles away.
You can also save yourself a lot of hassle and worry by making sure your home is prepared for the monsoon. Here are some tips. Trim large tree branches back as much as possible. The last thing you need is them snapping and ramming through your window or falling on your car when hit by lightning or downburst winds. Also, have your roof inspected for leaks. Tiny holes or cracks can go unnoticed and lead to a huge wet mess when the rain pours down. It is also a good idea to have flashlights and batteries ready to go in case of a power outage, and make sure all of your appliances are set up with surge protectors.
Hopefully those tips will help you and your family stay safe this monsoon. Keep it right here on ABC15 and ABC15.com for your monsoon storm coverage and your most accurate forecast. And don't forget to download our ABC15 mobile app for live radar and forecast right down to your neighborhood. You can also search ABC15 on your favorite streaming devices. Thank you so much for joining us from the gorgeous Desert Botanical Garden. We hope you all have a safe monsoon season.